It's early August and the water temps are about as high as they're going to be for the rest of the summer. With that warm water, the largemouth bass really heat up too. Jonny Petrowske and I are going to head out today. We're going to show you what to expect and how to catch them right through the rest of the dog days of summer. Johnny, that one hit the minute this thing hit the water.
That is a nice fish, too.
It's a great one. I'll tell you, this buzzbait, you sit up in the front of the boat like this, and you're throwing an aggressive bait like I am in this buzzbait, and you'll pick a lot of these fish off. And then behind me, Johnny's coming. Look at that largie.
Wow, that's a nice fish.
That's a great way to start the morning. But behind me, Johnny's throwing a frog. And what that'll do is it'll pick off any of those fish that aren't aggressive and grab that buzzbait that's coming through here. And this is a Booyah Buzz. I mean, it's as simple as it gets.
You know, the buzzbait is a great bait. I mean, it picks the active fish out of any lake. You know, the buzzbait goes into the deepest cover, and it's basically like the bumper cars at the fair. It's bouncing off reeds, weeds, pads. Any active fish is going to hear that and it annoys them. They just want to crush it. But the thing is, not all fish are active all the time. So I follow up with a frog. Now I can slowly pick through the weeds, pause that frog, stop it, twitch it. Nice, gentle presentation they could sneak up on. It's a 1-2 punch that produces every time.
And especially in the mornings, you know, we're up in a shallow bay right now, and there's a reason for it. The bass are up here feeding. Now later in the day, as that sun gets high, we may have to slide out a little bit deeper, but boy, if you can get in on them in the mornings like this, you're gonna get a lot of these right here.
Oh, silent strike.
Just goes to show you that locations throughout the day can change, but all said and done, these fish still eat in the same spot. And this largemouth here, let's get him in here. He's up in here eating shallow. We went out deep for a little while trying to find some active fish. And daily, these fish will go in and out. We started up shallow this morning, got fish on this buzzbait, went back out deep, worked spinner baits, didn't get them. But there were fish out there, I could graph them. But we came back up here looking for active fish. And you know what? You follow those daily changes and you'll catch more fish.
You know, in the spring of the year when bass season opens, the weed growth is still pretty minimal. These fish are literally stacked in these shallows. You know, they've done the spawning thing and they're hanging up here, and all the food in the world for them is up shallow. The water's cooler, the sun isn't as hot. They don't need to go out deep. But as your season progresses, you get this hot water, the weeds start to choke out, start to die. These fish start sliding back and forth later in the year. They'll hit these shallows at night and early in the AM, and then the majority of the fish will slide off into deeper water, and those fish become inactive later in the year. They just don't feed, they're just hanging out. And throughout the day, select few fish that are active and feeding slide up and feed up in these shallows all day. And then at night, a massive migration, all the fish, or majority of the fish, will come up and feed. So later in the year goes, don't hesitate to slide back and forth and look for them. And as John just demonstrated, not all fish go deep and not all fish stay shallow.
Yeah, Johnny, and you know, you'd take a fish like this one right here. There's a good chance he was out there in the deep just a little while ago, but what happens is not all of them move together at the same time all the time. Now, this guy ain't a giant, and if he's hanging out with some 5-pound fish, he may have to be opportune and feed at different times. So don't forget to consistently come back to the feeding areas, then slide back out deep if they're not biting, and keep working your way back and forth, and you'll catch more of these fish. Here he goes.
Nice.
All right. Let's see if I can get him out of there. Look at that.
Ooh, big fish.
Yep, that's a big fish. Come on, big girl. Come on. Look at that. Come on. There we go. Ooh, look at the size.
You want that?
Mouth. Yeah, you know what? It can't hurt to get this one to that, Johnny. That's a good fish.
Ooh, that's a big fish.
Look at that. Let me tell you something. All said and done, we moved out deep a little while ago because we really believed that as the afternoon had gotten going, that these fish had slid deep on us. And all said and done, we couldn't get them out there. So we came right back in here to the shallows. And that was the key, because as soon as we came back in here to where fish are feeding, we started smoking them. We've gotten 4 or 5 of them on this pass alone, but here's what we did different. We went shallower and thicker. So don't fool yourself. Don't believe that the middle of the day they always go deep. The key to catching these fish today and putting that big one in the boat to finish up today was going shallower into the thickest stuff there is. Look at how he ate that pad crasher. That's just too much fun. Hey, for more current and up-to-date information, check back with us next week. This is Jonny Petrowske, and I'm Jon Thelen. We'll catch you on the water.